Good morning, friends, audience, very loyal audience. Welcome to my ad hoc rantings internet show. And today's subject is very simple and important. There is a question about the activities and behavior of the rulers in Kiev and their hands-off approach to Mariupol, uh, as if whether by way of conversation and uttered statements and words and so on, or by action, as if they're taking the hands-off approach to Mariupol. Although the country is 45 millions, and from the get-go, the draft was reinstated or activated, and that a 45 million people country can probably enlist or draft probably 1 million soldiers, if not more. And reports have it that there is already over 200,000 active soldiers, Ukrainian soldiers. And the question is this: why won't they send few thousand soldiers to break the siege in Mariupol? That's very doable, folks. I mean, it's anyone with a sense of military sense or can relate numbers and can easily see that. But their approach to it, and from their statements on the media and the social media sites and so on, is as if they have nothing to do with it, you know. So they're questionable. Some things are questionable in the South. Few things are. One of which is, if you look at the Moskva and there's a footage of the explosion, you don't see a projectile flying toward the ship as if it exploded on its own, or something on the deck of the ship just blew up and caused the explosion. And but in the footage, you don't see a massive explosion like this is not carried by some kind of a shoulder manpad or whatever it is. This is a large missile, large projectile, and it shows, and it's not as fast usually. And there are many of those, and they're very large. They usually appear in the footage. So something is questionable there, as if Moscow exploded the ship to make it appear as if the rulers in Kiev are fighting them back, even in the south, when really, in reality, they can easily send force to break the siege, if you will. I understand there's supposedly an offensive in the east, which started a few days back, and it faltered, just like it faltered near Kiev. And but definitely, Mariupol raises a question or two, and if I was, a Ukrainian citizen, I would raise that question, and I do have faith and trust in the Ukrainian military. Probably not all of it, but a good large number of it, because so far they've proven their effectiveness and their loyalty to their country, right? And they have earnestly fought the Russians back. And that's what this point is all about today, folks. So now the question of the behavior, a question about the behavior of those politicians and in the seat of rule and ministries and so on in Kiev. We know NATO and EU and USA and other countries like Arab Gulf countries and so on, they're completely siding with post-Stalinian financially. They're supporting post-Stalinian 100%, right? On all fronts, on all aspects of the fight, right? Even before the invasion of Ukraine, they were supporting post-Stalinian. The Gulf countries, US, and in fact, all these entities and polities and regiments and cabals and here and there, they made sure to reinstate the Soviet Union or communism after it was destroyed in Afghanistan. Period. They revived it, basic and simple. Now, the Gulf countries, we don't know if they did that way early back on, after 1991. but they certainly supported the post-Stalinians in Syria and in Chechnya and now in Ukraine. Uh, and probably in Kazakhstan, but Kazakhstan didn't turn out to be a major uh, uh, disruption, if you will. Uh, so the question is for Ukrainians: why are the politicians dealing you like this? I'm not, like, if you understand, if you believe that NATO and USA and EU and so on and so are making sure that post-Stalin is still stands up on its feet and come back again for offensive and so on and so forth. What about the polity in Kiev? Why are they doing this? It's a little bit confounding. I am confounded to that fact, and I wonder if there's any dealings and wheelings, and I would remind them, politicians, you don't own Ukraine, not 1 inch of it, not even. You couldn't even concede or 1 inch to post-Stalin, even though you're professing that part and stating that part, but your behavior in the South is a little bit questionable. In order for people to really realize that you're loyal to the country, the people must see concrete results in the South. I don't think Ukraine is short on lightweight weapons, which is all that is needed, like anti-tank missiles and so on and so forth. That actually exists. Even supposedly, Ukraine themselves, they manufacture such missiles called Stunga and so on. And that's that. I hope this point is made well, well made, and it is well made. And I hope I'm wrong about it, but we'll see. Have a nice day, my friends. And Slava Ukraini.